Hello, my name is Ethan Roth, and this is my site history project. Now, what site did I choose? Well, this to be exact. The site that is now the CN Tower has had a jam-packed history, starting with a rail yard. The rail yard was the initial landing site of the Canadian National Railway in Edmonton. Now, what does the CN Tower have to do with this random railway? Well, as the name suggests, it might have a pretty big role, as it was the site of the second station for said railway. Now, you might have noticed I said second station, and that's because there was a first station that was built just down the road in 1905 for the opening of the rail yard that is now a parking lot. Editor's note, this turned out to be just an empty field, not a parking lot, so I guess it's even better. But there is a tiny little dog park there, so that's a plus. But that's not our site. Our site is the site of the current CN Tower, which replaced the second station that was built in 1928 to replace the first station across the street. Now, this station was pretty beautiful, I must say, and it really lived up to its name as a major transportation hub. The station expanded quite rapidly after its opening to keep up with demand, first in 1948, expanding it outwards, and then 1951 again. Unfortunately, the beautiful station didn't last too much longer after its 1951 expansion, as in 1965-ish, I couldn't get a real date for this, but 1965-ish, it got torn down to make way for the current CN Tower. The CN Tower we see today was initially finished in 1966 and was known as the first skyscraper ever built in Edmonton. The CN Tower has an interesting history in and of itself, but it's easier just to show you, so let's go. It's the CN Tower. Look, there's a baffling amount of parking around here, and if I turn you around here, you can see the site right there. That's the site of the old 1905 station that was originally built and then was replaced by this guy over here. Built in 1966, the CN Tower had a curved front and was really ahead of its time, as it suggested the point and podium type tower format that we see today. Except without the low to mid-rise residential, commercial, or mixed uses at the bottom, it has parking. The site now is still a wonderful display of terminating sightlines from 100th Street and provides a unique addition to Edmonton skyline still to this day. So the site of the CN Tower itself does have an interesting history, as it was technically under the CN Rail ownership, which is a crown corporation. Therefore, the site is under government regulations. Hey, it's me, editor guy again. I don't know what past me was saying here, but what I was trying to say was it is under government regulation, aka federal legislation. Therefore, the municipal regulations on the building codes do not apply to the CN Tower at this time. Anyways, back to the video. Economic forces also pushed CN to do more with the land, as it became increasingly valuable as downtown Edmonton started to expand. Although there was some opposition against destroying the second station, but ultimately the profit-seeking company ended up having its way. Today, the CN Tower's history is undetermined. It's changed hands a handful of times in the past couple decades, and most recently, in 2020, it sold for $10. And $64 million in debt, but hey, still $10. Due to the hefty price tag of $10 and $64 million of debt, the most recent company that just bought the CN Tower and the site that it's on will most likely be looking to redevelop the land, as the land just keeps growing in value with Rogers Place right across the street and some expanding downtown territories. Most likely we will see some development in the recent years, although this is all speculation at this point. According to Mark Matanis, the site of the CN Tower is currently in the inventory of historic resources, which opens the door to many opportunities of preservation in the future. However, with the company that owns it not being a crown corporation anymore, this seems unlikely. Overall, the two stations, the rail yard, and the current CN Tower have all been cornerstones in Edmonton's history. That being said, it is hard to believe that the possible redevelopment of the site in the near future wouldn't be just as fundamental. Anyways, thanks for watching my site history project on the CN Tower. Hope you enjoyed it. And all my sources are in the description in a Google document with my script, with my research, and all my bibliography stuff, along with the sources of my photos and everything of the sort. So all you need for information on this project will be in that document. Thank you.